Davis takes the corner, gets some air onto this. Shot from long range, goal! It's Caden Clark! Oh, the kid did it! Caden Clark in his MLS debut! Oh, baby, the Red Bulls have the lead!
I didn't really realize that I scored, it's just kind of like in the moment type of thing, and then it kind of hit me after the game that I scored and, see the video. But yeah, it didn't hit me right away. My name is Caden Clark, and I'm a midfielder for the New York Red Bulls. Yeah, it was just a really cool experience. I think I was so excited that it kind of took over the nerves.
Getting my first start in the MLS, it was amazing for me. My team trusts me and the coaches trust me and they put me in there, and I'll cherish that forever. None of that would have happened without them or the USL team giving me the opportunity to be here as well.
I grew up in Wayzata, Minnesota. I started playing soccer at about 3 years old, just kicking the ball around. I think it was the only thing I knew, so I think I've always had love for it.
Yes, when Caden was a young age, he wanted to start playing soccer at a professional level, at the highest level when he was about 7. He just fell in love with the game when we started watching it on TV and started to learn about the different leagues in Europe and the different players that were unique to him. Yeah, as parents, we just really encouraged Caden to have fun at all times and to realize that he was going to make mistakes a lot during the game, and we wanted him to take risk and chance and really experience the game and really realize how much he could do by working and practicing on it. And we just kept encouraging him to continue to work at his craft, maintain athleticism, and always have fun while doing it.
We got to figure something out. I need to play competitive. I need to, keep getting better. So my dad did research, and he found the Barca Academy.
Caden turned up. He was this kind of 14-year-old player that you looked at him and you thought, he's special. Didn't play or think like a 14-year-old. My name is Sean McCaffrey. I'm the Academy Director, and my responsibilities are obviously the youth development, and I also oversee Red Bull 2.
Sean McCaffrey was the U17 coach at the time, and I was playing U15. And later on in that year, he brought me up for the playoffs. He did a lot of good things to let players grow and develop and give them a long leash so they can, go through the bad things and the good things and just let them grow as a player. And yeah, he's my guy.
I was recruited to be the director of Barca Academy and also be the under-19 head coach. But ultimately, the goal was always to get in an MLS club. If I had to hand-pick one that I would love to end up at, it would be New York Red Bulls. And looking at how he plays, his against-the-ball attributes, his qualities in possession, I just felt he'd be a fantastic fit for us. And ultimately, for me, my job as the Academy Director is identifying the best players and then bringing them in so we can develop them. Caden's pathway was set, right? You knew he was going to be a pro. He had the attributes, the mindset. So ultimately coming here to Red Bull 2 as a 16-year-old, given the platform to ultimately go on and do some of the things he's done.
Nearly taken away by a Mo. The play continues here for New York. Clark! Caden Clark grabs his first goal.
The development of young players is vital for any football club, in my opinion. But what teams find very difficult to do is give them opportunity. And that's, of course, because of the pressures at first team football level. My name's Kevin Thelwell. I'm head of sport for New York Red Bulls. The research around young players says that if you haven't played senior minutes in a competitive environment by the time you're 19 years of age, you're probably not going to ascend to the level in which you want to ascend to. And so from our perspective, it's very important to give them those opportunities because that gives them a real opportunity to learn in a highly pressurised environment. And so for someone like Caden, it's absolutely vitally important that we give him those opportunities because it's going to improve his development.
When I first signed that contract, it was a really special moment for me and my family. That's Red Bull, just developing young players, giving them chances, letting them fail, and then hopefully seeing them succeed.
Quick little turn, Caden Clark, one look, a beautiful touch, and this thing just checks up. Excellent finish from La Cava, his first of the year.
So I joined Barca Academy about 3 or 4 years ago. I was there for its inaugural year. Having Sean here and then having Caden as well, it was nice to kind of reunite with somebody who I'd played with before. I always knew he was good, I always knew he was talented, and it's nice to see him take another step in his career and really push forward and achieve all these things. As a young player, that gives you a lot of confidence in coming to a place like this because you know you're going to get your opportunity and you know you're going to get your shot.
The motto is if you're good enough, you're old enough. You need to be able to put these young players in stadiums, in front of fans, under pressure. Then you get to find out what type of player they are. Ultimately, the likes of a Caden Clark and a Jake La Cava, we're looking to expand on that. That pathway is there, and it was shown true with Caden halfway through his USL season, he was the best player as a 16-year-old on our second team, and he needed to be pushed and challenged. So ultimately, having the opportunity to push him into the first team was exciting for him, and to see him do it so seamlessly just shows what a talent he is.
Sean Davis, Danny, Sammy, and Caden. Congratulations, Caden. You can thank the guys behind you for getting all that paperwork sorted, okay?
So my perspective is, once you watch players at USL level as it is, if they're consistently performing at a very high level, i.e. being the best player, then that says to me that perhaps they've got the potential to play at the MLS level.
It was absolutely a crazy, surreal experience because we were signing paperwork that morning and rushing it through and trying to get it all signed so we could play that afternoon. Elated about the whole experience that he's even starting and going to get to play in his first Major League Soccer game, and then for him to hit that one banger. We had to pinch ourselves, Stacey and myself, when we were watching TV. We couldn't even get over it. It was unbelievable.
Fun 24 hours, huh?
Good game, baby.
I wasn't too surprised because I always knew he had quality. And I always knew he had ability, but with any young player that's going into that environment on their debut, you're hoping the very best for them, and usually that is that they're able to be composed and they're able to survive and hopefully able to gain some confidence from the game. Of course, in his situation, he did far more than that.
As we see the youngster, the hero from the weekend, Caden Clark, coming on to this game.
Clark able to control, drills this and scores! He's done it again! 2 goals in 2 matches. We're level at 1.
Yes! Goal! And that's the 17-year-old teenager, Caden Clark.
Yeah, the transition from the USL to the first team was different in some ways. I would say physicality-wise, very different. A lot more running in the first team. Intensity-wise, of course. But on the ball-wise, faster in some moments, slower in some moments. So it's just realizing when those moments are to slow down or pick the game up. This is your one chance to really show you can play at this level. But I think the biggest thing for me was just stay calm and kind of just play your game because you got called up for a reason. I think that's the one thing don't forget.
What's your thoughts on the game tomorrow?
Just go out there and play.
Go out there and play. You gonna
Don't
score?
stress, yeah, of course.
Don't stress, just go out there and play.
Exactly, don't think about it.
Exactly.
Because when I think about it scoring, you don't score.
There's something to be said to obviously getting out there and enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
But, as you go up to even higher levels, those little nuances matter.
Yeah,
those details matter. You know what I mean?
Fabio to challenge and a shot goal! Oh, what a finish, Caden Clark! The kid's done it again! Dispossessed by Clark. Caden Clark, watch him! Good ball for Fabio! Eludes the keeper and still loose, poked in by guess who? Caden Clark!
I think it's natural for any young player or any young individual to want to be ambitious to translate to the very, very highest level. But of course, it's inevitable in due course that if they continue to develop in the way that he has so far, that he's going to translate to a much higher level, and we'll be very proud of that when it does happen.
I feel very proud to have any player that I've had any part in their development reach their goals. Whether that be a second team level, whether that be a first team level, or across to Europe. I mean, that's the reality. The top players will still be going to Europe right now, and that has to be deemed a success, because then we will, get the next one. The pathway is clear.
Taken out of midair, Patrick Limala in his first start across for Royer, and the finish in front. It's 1-0 Red Bull. Caden Clark has scored the 4th straight game at Red Bull Arena.
It's a professional game, but you're always having fun. So I think that's something cool to just to keep in mind. I think it was the best thing that could have happened with joining Red Bulls because of that trust in the youth. Letting the kids get playing time. I think that's crucial for these kids, and I'm hoping to see the next one come to the USL and to the first team. I think the best way for me to thank this club and repay them for the opportunity they've given me is to bring home the MLS Cup to the city. I think that would be a special thing for me to do.